So my goal from this video today is to give you the exact blueprint you need to bulletproof your knees. And if you think like, oh, who's this kid to be telling me like, let me bulletproof your knees, and I don't mean literally. This is my Instagram. So I have 40,000 followers. I went my own story. I went from snap kneecap at the age of 16, screws coming out my knee. From there, had bad physio and also didn't do the rehab that I was supposed to do, and also locked down. That then led to 5 years of chronic knee pain. I had ACL, meniscus, cartilage damage, as well as tendonitis in both my quad and my patella. And then like these are my mentors. I've obviously overcome that using the ACG system, which is what Knees Over Toes guy created. In Keegan's private network, so we're all learning about the stuff together. We're making sure we know what works best. So I've literally learned from the best strength coach in the world. Keegan has been with Sonny Bill Williams and world champion NRL teams. He's got 2.5 million followers, worked with the best athletes in the world, and also Ben also worked with a bunch of NFL athletes, high level hockey athletes as well, jiu-jitsu, and he's certified by Charles Poliquin. So yeah, also the results I've got just in the last year. We now do this series on my Instagram called Wins of the Week. So this is just the last 4 weeks of the wins, just every single week from inside the program. Then we have and I'll go through that slowly actually, just so if you want to pause at any point and read any of them, you can. So there you go. And then we have like massive stories that have come out of it. People being able to go off anti-inflammatories within a month. Everyone getting back to football, 5 years of chronic pain to being able to play cricket with no pain, running 11 miles within like a month of in there. And like, I've worked with people that have like 4 ACL surgeries, 2 ACL surgeries, keyhole surgery, meniscus ACL, MCL, MCL, tendinopathy. So like, I've pretty much done it all. I've also got some shoulder wins, some lower back, but my main thing is obviously the knees. So yeah, like there's not many people on this earth that know more about knees than me, especially in the way that I do, because I've been through the worst of the worst, and I also have helped the worst of the worst cases. I get the problem children. So yeah, this is the kind of blueprint that I want to run you through today, and it's going to label exactly what you need, the exact blueprint of what you need, what I use with my clients to get the kind of results I get, everything you need to be able to get there. And obviously you can go away and implement this yourself. So yeah. Like the goal is to have bulletproof knees, and the way we do this is in 3 different ways. So we have the training side of stuff, we have the nutrition side of stuff, and we also have the mindset side of stuff. So obviously there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, but this is the best method I have personally used and found, and it's worked for all of my clients. Obviously you get the odd one here and there which you can't help, which is absolutely fine, but the majority of my clients, I've had hundreds of people telling me on Instagram that they've used it to be able to heal themselves. So yeah, if you follow this to the exact T, like I'm 99.9% sure that you are going to be able to get out of knee pain. So the main bulk of stuff is going to come from the training, and we do this in 3 different phases. So we go from the rejuvenation phase, the rebuild phase, and then the return to sport. Rejuvenation pretty much just means bringing life back to the joint. So obviously, like I have people coming to me that have had knee issues for a long time, all they've done is rest and let it go, so it's like withered away, it's got no life in it, it's a dying knee. So what we need to do is actually rejuvenate it, bring it back to life, and actually give it blood flow, give it healing. So we do this in 3 different ways. One is through blood flow. So the main, and we'll go through like the main ways we do that. So that's sled, that's dead mill, and band and knee extensions, and then also flossing. Sled, dead mill, and band and knee extensions all are concentric only movements, so it gets loads of blood flow in the knee without breaking down the tissues. So we've seen people on painkillers, we've seen people literally can't walk forwards, start to walk backwards in some capacity, use band and knee extensions, and get some healing into the knee so it feels a little bit more better, so they can start to walk forward pain-free, they can start to get off inflammatory drugs, they can start to just have the knee come back to life a little bit. And then the flossing, if you haven't heard of floss bands and you have a knee injury, go buy some right now, 20-30 quid off Amazon. They will change your life. They changed my life. They've changed so many of my clients' life. And so they compress the joint and they stop the blood flow to the knee while you're doing the exercise. So you put the floss on, do squats, 10-20 reps, take it off. And then because it's been compressed and the blood flow has been cut off, after that's been taken off, all the blood flow rushes there because you've been doing work with the knee. So it needs that blood flow to like rush there. So it promotes healing again with that. Some people call it like a voodoo floss band. So it's like literal magic. And then other stuff we can do is like short range stuff. So this could be a flat ground step up. Obviously, Some people can't even do that, but it could be a flat ground step up, but it needs to be short range motion exercises, band hamstring curls, this kind of stuff. We can also do tib and calf raises, just hit below the knee, hit above the knee, just so that we can get working around the area without directly hitting it and having that fear of, oh, I'm actually strengthening my knee, like I'm scared, like it hurts. And then isometrics are also great. They're specifically amazing for tendon issues, and over time you can start to go heavier and heavier and heavier, and actually have like 5-second overcoming isometrics, which are beautiful for the tendons. Obviously, depending on the issue, these kind of stuff do change, and the amount, the frequency you do them will change as well. But for the most part, the sledding can be done pretty much every day, but it has to be in like a kind of pain-free way, maximum of like 3 out of 10 of pain. Then, once we go through the rejuvenation phase, it feels like there's more life into the knee and it's feeling a bit better than what it was before. You feel like, okay, I can actually do some stuff. We then go into more of a rebuild phase. So there's 3 categories in this. So we're building strength within the muscles, range of motion within the knee, and then actually strengthening that knee joint. So the exercises that we use for this will more likely be, so we hit the front of the knee with step up, split squats, and ATG squats. The range of motion stuff, more like the ATG split squats, like you don't have to go into ATG squats. You don't have to you don't have to do every single exercise that we promote if one is worse for you than the other. So if the step up really, really hurts, but you can do a split squat, do that. If a split squat really hurts, but you can do a step up, do that. I couldn't get into the deep range of motion stuff because my screws were in my knee and it was really, really hurting me. So I started with the sled and the step up. Then once I built strength in the step up, I was then able to get into a split squat and then a squat. And then for the back of the knee, again, we're working from short to long. So the best route I see in people is the short to long range. So it's step up, split squat, then squat. And then for the back of the knee, it's hamstring curls, Nordics, and then so that's knee flexion for the back of the knee, and then hip extension as well. So we're doing city good mornings or RDLs. Here, we're also trying to improve our mobility and progressively lower the exercises. So we're getting stronger. And this rebuild phase is probably quite a long one, depending on where you're at with your knee. If your knee is really, really destroyed, this is going to be a 6 to 12 month process. If your knee is not too bad, but it still really hurts, this is going to be like a 1, 2, 3 month process before we can start doing this. So it obviously depends on every single situation, every single person. But work at your pain-free ability and just improve over time. So again, the floss bands can be used to help with the range of motion stuff if that is what you're lacking. So with the return to sport stuff, something else on this as well actually is the elephant walks. If you're struggling in any of these step up, split squats, you can open up the back of the knee with like a slant calf or an elephant walk, and you may find that when you go into the ATG split squat or the step up, it feels a lot better than it did before, but that kind of comes under the mobility stuff. And then after we go through the rejuvenation, the rebuild, so we're hitting certain strength standards, and if you want to know those strength standards, I will make a video on this another time. But let me know down in the comments if you do have any specific questions on certain strength standards or anything in general that I covered today. And then once we get to a certain standard with everything, our knees feeling really good, we're really strong, we can then start to return to sport. And this can be a mix between the two, like we're not giving up the strength training. We're just adding in more plyometric force as well as the strength training. So this doesn't end, but this just gets added in. So these are in sort of some kind of order, but they're also not, and it also depends on your specific situation, again, like everything. So to get back into like running, the first thing we like to do is go from some kind of backwards walk to like a backwards jog, and then eventually a backwards sprint. Those are going to be much safer for your knee than actually going straight into the forward sprints. And actually there's been studies that show the faster and the stronger you are backwards, the faster you'll actually be forwards than even someone that was sprinting forward. So if you take 2 people, one does backwards sprints for a month and one does forward sprints for the month, the backwards sprint person will actually beat the forward sprint person in a forward sprint race, most likely. And that's what the studies have been showing. So from there, we can do light jumping plyometrics, we can do calf jumps, we can do lateral calf jumps, we can do bounds, hops, skips, and again, they can be regressed by the intensity you do them at. So to start with, go 20% on a bound, then 30%, And then 40%, it's progressive load again, just like you would strength train. You wouldn't jump into a 100 kg squat, so we're not jumping into a 100 kg like a full out sprint, because if we jump into a full out sprint and we're not prepared for it, we're going to get hurt. And then after this, we can go, or at the same time, whatever feels best for you, go from a forward jog to a forward sprint to a forward sprint with decels. And then also we can jump low, so this means like deep tier plyometrics. Someone cool to follow in terms of the plyometric side of stuff is, I think his name is McKinn's Watson on Instagram, but I can link his fit page down below. He has some great plyometric stuff. Ben has also put out some plyometric stuff recently. But yes, jump low, jump sideways, and jump high. So this is pretty much just preparing us for all of the activities in sports. So it's running, jumping, and cutting is what most sports are made up of. So take football, for example. We're sprinting to the ball, we're jumping up for headers, and we're cutting when we have the ball. We're like Messi, we're dribbling. So if you're able to introduce this in different ways in your training before you return to sport, and make it long. Like I talked to some guy the other day, and he was like, yeah, I've re-injured my knee like 3 or 4 times, and it's always in like the first month. I was like, oh, really? That's weird. Like, we were talking about the strength, how much strength he had in his knee, and also like how long of a return to sport phase he had. And he was like, yeah, I just done 4 weeks of return to sport, and then I went straight into a full game, and I done it again. Well, yeah, that's going to happen. Like, you need a prolonged period of time to slowly build it up. 3 months, 6 months, like whatever it is, like go longer than you think, because if you go shorter and then you re-injure yourself, that's another like year or 2 years you're going to be out, rather than just spending an extra 3 months, investing an extra 3 months, not even spending the time doing it, investing an extra 3 months. I know it's hard. I know you go down to the pitch and you watch your mates and stuff and you're like, oh, I want to play, like I just need to get on the pitch. Wait 3 more months, and don't go off time, go off ability. So yeah, be careful when returning to sport. Then we get into the nutrition side of stuff. So this then has 3 parts of it that I like for knees specifically. So one is a food choice. The second is the supplements, but they are called supplements for a reason. Like the word supplements, like they're a supplement to the training. They're a supplement to the food choices that we have. So they can definitely be beneficial. But if you have the food on point, if you have the training on point, if you have the mindset on point, the supplements are just an extra boost, and they're not going to be like completely game changing. And then we also have body composition. So yeah, we'll go through these. In terms of food choices, we want unprocessed foods, we want high in protein, and we want a good source. So we want to eat real food, steaks, eggs, mince, chickens, salmon for proteins. For carbs, we want rice, honey, fruits, vegetables, sourdoughs, not bread that's in the supermarket because it's made out of 20 different ingredients. And then for like healthy fats, we can have like olive oil, no seed oils, we have avocado, and we can also have meat. And then like the source of stuff that we want is like organic, pasture raised, wild caught, but you just want to look on the package and see kind of where it's coming from. Because 2 pieces of meat, one is from like non-grass fed, it's not organic, and one's organic and grass fed. The one that's organic and grass fed is going to have 10 times the nutrients that the other one is. So I know it's like a little bit expensive to some people, but I think it's really, really important to invest in your food, because that is what's going into your body and that's what's fueling you. It's like, would you skimp out on the petrol of your car? No, you'd get the best one, because otherwise your car's going to break down. That's how we have to look at food. It's like, this is a necessity, and then the money that we have left over, we can then use the entertainment, rather than the entertainment being the necessity and then the food being the leftover. It's just my opinion anyway. Then in terms of knee health, this is the second most important in this. The supplements is the third most important. Relative strength is what we're looking at. So how much can you squat compared to your body weight? How much can you step up compared to your body weight? Can you Nordic curl with your body weight? Like, relative strength in the knee is the most important thing. So our standards are in percentages of body weight. So for example, for the squat, it's like 100% of body weight, fully controlled, 5 to 10 reps. So for an 80 kg guy, that would be 80 kg on his back. For a 60 kg guy, that would be 60 kg on his back. So you want to look at it more like that. But body composition comes down to three different things, in my opinion. The main goal that we want, for men, it's about 15%. For women, it's a bit higher, 20 to 30. Obviously, I am a man, so I can comment more on that. If you want, I can also link down a dietitian for women in the comments, because obviously I don't like to comment on that because I'm not a woman, so how would I know? It's like, I've gone through knee injuries, so I can comment on knee injuries. Okay, you haven't gone through it, you've studied it, amazing, but do you actually really, really understand it? Anyway, so the goal is 50% body fat for men. We want to be in like a 250 to 500 calorie deficit. We want to use cardio like sled. The sled's going to be able to heal our knee at the same time as doing cardio. So some cardio might hurt, jogging, don't go on jogs. But if you do the backwards and forwards sleds before your workouts and even after your workouts, it's going to be amazing cardio for you. You're going to be able to sprint and you're getting knee healing at the same time. You're getting loads of blood flow in there. The bike's a super gentle way to get some work into the knee as well. Not going to do too much damage. Hop on the bike 10 minutes before workout or 20 minutes, whatever it is, bike around, and then walking as well. Preferably backwards walking, but normal walking's not too bad either. So yeah, and then we want to make sure the weight stays off. So it's about sustainability. We don't want to go full carnivore on keto if we can't stick to it. We don't want to go full paleo if we can't stick to it. We just want to have a healthy diet which we can stick to and keep us at this body composition. And that's mainly going to come from eating high protein, eating good source food, because that's going to keep you fuller, and it's not going to give you the craving. So if we have a cheat day every single Sunday, not only is that going to cancel out our calories, but it also is going to stimulate the chemicals and stuff in the brain, because processed food tells us that it's good. Like there's chemicals in like Doritos, in all this stuff that tell our brain, oh, this is good food, so then you crave more of it. It's literally like an addiction. I had an addiction. Like I was, after my knee injury, obviously you're eating the same kind of food and then you don't do as much cardio, so you gain weight. Like most people I talk to, like, you gain weight, it's just how it is. So I gained about 4 stone, and I ended up losing that after I was able to start implementing this stuff. So yeah, in terms of the mindset side of stuff, like, this is half the battle, and I want to go through a few things that I think are going to help. So the first is accountability, and there's 3 different things that can hold you accountable. One is yourself, the second is your peers, and the third is a mentor. So you want to be disciplined until whatever you're doing, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's eating certain foods, becomes a habit. You have to be disciplined for 30, 60 days, however long it takes to form that habit. And then after that, it becomes habitual, so it's just something you do. Like, I now can't spend a day without going to the gym because it's a habit, it's my life. The second is to have good friends that support you, or they're on the same journey, so maybe a community of people who are also going through new issues. This is going to be great for you because you're going to be talking about this stuff. It's going to be going more into your subconscious, and I'll get on to that in a minute. But if you're talking about something constantly and you're all doing it, it's going to be a lot better. So if you have bad influences around you, like people that are going out drinking, people that aren't training the best, people that are eating junk food, obviously you don't have to completely cut them out of your life, but just spend more time with better people. And then finally is have a good mentor to avoid their mistakes. The amount I've invested into mentors in terms of my knee, in terms of business, in terms of everything in my life, like, it's come back tenfold. It's so important to invest in mentors because they've made loads and loads and loads of mistakes that you can learn from. And they've also found out a lot of good stuff that you can learn from. So Ben Patrick's been spending 10 years in the gym. Keegan spent 20 years in the gym. Ben Clairfield spent 20, 30, whatever years in the gym. And they're training people for however many years. And they've found out so many things by doing that. So I could go through the same experience by myself and train people for 20 years, or I could buy the information from them, which I can just skip all that 20, 30 years by thinking I can do it myself. So yeah, my knee wouldn't have healed anywhere near as fast if I didn't invest in mentors. And then mind flexibility is the second thing. So when I talk about mind flexibility, a lot of people talk about mindset, but that means you're set in one way. It's like, listen to the words, you're set. Whereas, like, we want to be mind flexibilities, because if something does happen, like a setback, then what if you're in a certain mindset, that mindset's going to be crushed because you don't have the same. Say it's going good, your knee's going good, then you have a setback, you train through pain one day and you get set back. If you don't have the flexibility to be able to go, okay, this is a trough, we'll get back to a peak after this, and you just have that mindset of like, okay, I'm on grind mode, then something like curves you and you go down, your mindset will then be, oh, I'm on the downward path, so we need to have that flexibility. Because up and downs are normal and they will happen in your journey. They've happened multiple times in mine, and you think it's the end of the world, but it will teach you something. Every single setback, every single down will teach you something, and your highs will be higher. That is the law of polarity and the law of rhythm. And then adaptability is kind of like, can you change your life for what you want? How much do you want to be out of knee pain? Like, will you change your life around? Will you start making better habits for yourself? Will you be around better people in order to adapt your life to be able to get out of knee pain, if this is what you want? Do you want to be out of knee pain more than you want to eat junk food? Do you want to be out of knee pain more than you hate the workouts? And the third one is like a kind of meditation. So the meditation really helped me, like actually meditating in general, but meditation just means to dwell upon. So we're dwelling upon the moment. So we want to be grateful. We want to just chill in this moment and know that nothing's wrong. Maybe we have just come, like our knee is hurting and this kind of stuff, but no matter how bad, like obviously I can't be in your situation, I can't feel how you feel, but I have been in a similar situation and it feels bad. But the moment that I went from saying my knee is this, my knee is that, to being grateful to be able to even train, then that's when my knee started getting better. I turned my negative mental attitude and I attracted the negative things into a positive mental attitude and started attracting positive things. So there's this quote that I love, and it's a banger from Kung Fu Panda, if anyone knows Master Oogway. It's a great quote. But he says, the past is history, the future is a mystery, and right now is a gift, and that's why it's called the present. So yeah, Kung Fu Panda spitting some gems. Anyway, on to the last one, which is vision, your vision for the future. So the 3 subcategories under this one are goal setting, repetition, and realigning. So I'm big into the mind. Like, I have degree in psychology, and I also have studied the mind stuff, Bob Proctor, certain people in like psychology, and actually understanding how your mind works and how we can progress forward in life, just as much as I've studied the knee stuff. And this is a diagram that I absolutely love from Bob Proctor. I don't want to make it too confusing, but what I do want to do is show you this. So, our initial results are from condition, circumstance, and environment. So, I snapped my kneecap in half when I was 16. That's circumstance. Environment, I was then eating junk food, so I got fat because like people in my family ate junk food. That's just what was in the house. That's what I was brought up with. And then condition, like, yeah, I don't really know what condition means, but yeah. And then how do we change the results? We can't go based on our present results, because if we go based on our present results, we're going to continue getting the same results. So how do we create new results that we want? Well, first we start with thought energy. So we're thinking, okay, we want to be out of knee pain. Okay, amazing. So my goal is, I am so happy and grateful that my knee is going to be pain-free in 2 years. Like, that's the goal. Okay, amazing. I have that. Then that idea causes emotion. So you get invested in it. You buy into my knee. You think about how it's going to feel when you don't have any knee issues. And that's why I go deep with people on calls when I first speak to them, because it's like, okay, I want to know why you want to be out of knee pain, because everyone wants to be out of knee pain. If you have knee pain, you want to be out of knee pain. Like, no one wants to be in knee pain, but it's like that deeper level of why. Okay, I can play with my kids, I can play football, like whatever your life will be in the future, you emotionalize that and you get attached to that. Then that emotion alters your vibration level, so you get onto a certain vibration level. There's vibration. This might get a bit spiritual and stuff like that, but there is certain vibration levels in the universe, and having a negative mental attitude and being on a vibration by looking at your results means that you'll stay on that vibration. If your mind gets on the vibration of, okay, my knee is going to be fixed in a few years, then your results will start to catch up. So your vibration level in your mind is expressed through action, and then the law of causation every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So that action causes a reaction, which then alters your results. And then that happens a few times. You start thinking, oh, okay, I do the HC split squats and my knee feels a little better. Oh, I do the step ups and my knee feels a bit better. So it's causing reaction, and then that alters your results. And then you see that you can alter your results. And then you start thinking about even further than you can go. And then you get on a higher level of vibration. And then that causes an action. And then that action causes a reaction. Then the results get better. And you're just constant on this spiral of up. So yeah, I will break the mind stuff down a lot better in a longer video. But I thought I'd just break it down quickly there. So yeah. This is the entire blueprint that I use for my clients. If you are doing all of this, you are going to be well on your way to getting out of knee pain. Something that I do want to say is that it is a journey for everyone, and every single person's journey is going to be different. So don't look at anyone else's results and think, oh, they've got out of knee pain quicker. They've not get out of knee pain, so I can't get out of knee pain. And don't look at your own results that you've previously got. Every single thing that's happened to you has gotten you to this exact situation, and you don't know what you're going to go on to do. So you could look at it one of two ways. You could say, I'm in knee pain and I'm stuck and I'm never going to get out. Or you could say, I'm in knee pain, what can I learn from it? Where am I going to get to? I was in 5 years of chronic knee pain. I chose the latter, and now I help people get out of knee pain. I turned one of the worst situations of my life. I was severely depressed, wanting to pretty much off myself. I was fat, I was lonely, I couldn't play my sport, screws were coming out of my knee, I had all this damage in my knee, I couldn't walk steps without severe pain. And in that moment, I decided to be grateful. And that one switch then led to this over and over again. I didn't even know I was doing this, but this is what I was doing. And then now, I can show you all of this and show you there is a route out. So, yeah, amazing. If you have any questions, I'm going to end it here. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section. I really, truly do hope this helps you. Ben Patrick gave out loads and loads of free information, and that helped me fix my knee. So I'm going to do the same, hoping that it can help you as well. Obviously, I do have one-on-one coaching. I have different kind of things which you can buy, which will help you get there quicker if you can't figure out on your own. Obviously, I put out as much content as I can, and I'm going to be doing even more longer forms, so that's going to be better for you. But if you do want to apply for the one-on-one coaching, group coaching, my ebooks also in my Instagram, but the link for my one-on-one coaching application will be down below if you do want help to implement this. But yeah, I appreciate you watching this far. If you have watched this far, if you have, comment these down below just so I can see anyone has watched to the end. But yeah, you have a good rest of your day.